Welcome back, my people. Today we'll be making smoky bites. In my bowl, I have an assortment of spices. You can use the ones that you like, but don't forget to season with salt. Use what makes you happy. So I've got an assortment there and some baking powder and of course some flour. Then I've got my smokies that are halved. These ones I'm making for kids, but if you're making for adults, you can make them full. I've got some flour there for dusting my smokies. And of course, I've got some skewers there, which I've cut into small pieces, like you can see there. I've halved them because I didn't see the use of. I've got some milk there. I've got some milk that I'll be using to do my butter. I've got 1 egg. And of course, my spatula. It's what I'll be using to mix my butter. So we are going to mix the spices into the flour. So the salt plus the spices. If you're making this for kids, don't make it too spicy. You can maybe reduce the spices maybe to 2 turmeric and maybe some paprika, and you know paprika is not hot. Then you'll add your 1 egg into the flour. You add your 1 egg and ensure that that is mixed thoroughly into your flour. And then we are going to add some milk. So you add the milk until you have a good smooth consistency, a good and smooth consistency. So you continue to mix that up. So we've added our milk and our butter is coming up really well. So that's the kind of consistency that we want. Ensure that you scrape the sides of the bowl and that they do not, you're not left over with some flour. So do that. I added a herb. I added bay leaves, dried bay leaves, because I think they really taste nice. And so I did like a tablespoon of that. So that's the consistency that we want with the flour. Then of course I've attached my skewers to smokies there, and I patted them dry, because if you don't pat them dry they'll not hold the butter well. Then what you do, you will put those inside the flour. You roll that on the flour, so that helps with the making the butter hold. Okay, then you'll dip your smoky into the butter. Ensure that it gets enough butter and that your butter covers the whole of that smoky. You can use hot dogs also for this. The Americans call it corn dogs, but of course I never used corn flour. So this is kind of like something. So these ones will give your smokies an oomph, and they are really tasty. So, and then when they are done like that, so the kids won't even realize it's half a smoky, and they can have 1 or 2. So we'll set those aside after you've put them in butter, and we'll continue to do the rest. We've heated our pan. We've heated oil and pan, and as you can see, our smokies are looking really nice. The oil is hot enough, and what we want to do, we'll dip those in there. Good thing with the skewers is that the skewers will never ever, it doesn't matter if you dip them in oil. So and I'm talking about the skewers that we use for our mshikaki, you know, which reminds me, I should do one of these days, I should do a beef and maybe a chicken mshikaki, and I spice those up nicely and then maybe bake them, or you can do them, you can pan fry them, or you can put them just over a fire, especially now during the festive season. So we'd want those to brown, so we leave them in the oil like that, and we ensure that those get hot and nice. And this would be an amazing idea for a party, or if you're having a chama, or if you're having maybe a birthday party for the kids. So if you look at my smokies there, my smoky bites, they are looking good. By the way, you can use bites also. Bites are already cut into very tiny pieces. You can use the bites. Exactly, just use the same method that I've used. with us. So those are ready. We want to transfer them into a plate that has been lined with a paper towel so that it gets all the oil. All that oil gets into the napkin, and then you have your snack there. And voila, our snacks are ready. I can't wait to have a bite of this. So that's how they look. It can be a breakfast snack. It can be just with an accompaniment. Can be good. So I did my mayo dip there. I'll show you how to do that. And yeah, really tastes really good. Yum, I tell you. Your family will not forget this. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.